Hello there! I was about to film a completely different video and then this showed up at my door. It's the June Artful box, well this quarter anyway. And I'm super excited. Whoa. Oh. That was supposed to be satisfying, but it was not. Yeah, so let's see what's inside. I like the pattern of this box. I'm excited. Okay, oh my god, they're watercolours. Wow, it's a full set of watercolours, I think. Ah! Oh my god, there's so much in here. Wow, I'm excited. Alright, we've got more of that same paper, I think. Oh! Art masking fluid. We got some art masking fluid here by De La Rooney, Aquafine Watercolor Art Masking Fluid. Yeah, so if you don't know about Artful, by the way, it is a subscription box for art supplies. And you get one, I think 4 times a year, so that's exciting. Oh my god, you get a full set of the. Oh, wow, look how many bloody paints you get. I am shooketh. This box costs £45, so oh my god, you get masking fluid as well, and there's still some more supplies in here. So wow, so that is amazing, and the case is so cute as well. I actually gave away a lot of my watercolours to Teal because I decided I didn't want to use watercolours, but I am thinking that it might be nice to use watercolours underneath gouache and pencils. So it's cool that I have, I don't know if this is a cheaper set. Right, I'm excited, okay, because I am so excited by this. This is amazing because I have some of these brushes already, well not the same ones, different sizes, but I have Artful brushes already and the quality of these brushes are amazing. I absolutely love them. So we have the number 4. Let me actually get my other ones. I actually hold my brushes in here. So these are the 2. Wait. Okay, I had another one. I had a round one as well. Wait. I already have a number 6 and a flat number 8. So they've also given me a 14, which is amazing, 6 angled, a 4, a 5 and a 1. So that's a good assortment of brushes. They've also given me an F, which is good to work with watercolour, and they have also given me a pipette thing where you squeeze water, which is great, and you always get a pack of these cards, so that's cool. And then not only that, but you also get the paper, which is cool. I don't think it's 100% cotton. Premium heavyweight watercolour paper, 25 sheets. It's 300 GSM, but I'm not sure. Okay, this piece has, I just gave myself a paper cut. This piece has bits of cardboard on it. But yeah, okay, so that's that. And then we have the Let's Learn About Watercolour and Other Stuff book, which is really cool. I'm gonna have to read, excuse me? I've painted something like that before with a watercolour. Where'd it go? This. Cool. I'm so excited to use these. I don't know what I'm gonna paint, but I'm excited. Okay, so let's test out these supplies. Okay, so now we are on to the painting portion of this, but first I've got to unravel all these bad boys and stick them to this bit of paper because I had the bright idea that that would let me know what they are when I swatch them. So that's what I'm gonna do. Here I am, swatching them. And if you know me, you're probably thinking, what the hell, I thought that you would never use watercolours in your life again, and that's why you gave them all to Teal. Well, I do have a palette, actually, of watercolours. Professional kind, and to be honest, I don't think that they wet as good as these. I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, I did say that, but you know what, these came and I thought I would give it a go. I missed watercolours. I thought it would be fun, and I've learned a lot since I decided to quit using watercolours. I feel like my art has really evolved since then, and I'm happy with my choice. I feel like they are useful for under gouache paintings and getting really good gradients, and they are really good for travelling as well. I've actually taken this palette out since I did this video and used it at the beach, and it was really nice to use it at the beach. And this pipette is really useful too. If you're on the beach and you've got a travel brush and the water's not working for you, the control's not working for you, you can just get a little bit of water from a water bottle and just put it on your palette and mix the water on the palette with the paints, and it is so simple to do, and I really enjoyed doing that. The pigment of these paints really did surprise me. I barely even touched the pan when I was swatching these, and the pigment that came off it was unreal. They are so good, and they are really easy to blend and use and manipulate, and they are good at, you know, blending and cauliflowering and all the things that watercolours are supposed to do. And I noticed that they don't have that much of a problem with edges. When I was using watercolour before, I really was annoyed at the edges that watercolours would create. I don't know if that's because of the paper that I was using or because of the watercolours that I was using, but this was really good. And this watercolour paper isn't actually that good compared to 100% cotton watercolour paper or any other watercolour paper that I've really used. It's quite basic, but it worked, and it was really nice, and I liked the result of my painting. However, I will say that the browns in this set are a little bit weird, especially the one that is the first on the left side of the swatch page on the last line. It is weird, it's streaky, it doesn't come off very well, it's not as pigmented as all the other colours, and it's just downright strange. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's not as good as the rest. And the brown that I just swatched there is a bit weird too. All of the browns are weird actually. I don't know what's up with them, but they are a little bit weird and streaky, including that one that I am swatching right now. But the black is fine, and the rest of the colours are fine as well. I'm not sure about the ability of these sets because I don't know if they are just exclusive to Artful boxes. I will have a look on the interwebs after I finish this voiceover just to test to see if you can get them yourself, because I do recommend them for beginners or serious beginners that are really looking into starting watercolour and want a really decent set but don't want to break the bank. So I'll check that, and I'll leave that in the description if I do find anything. If I don't, I'm really sorry, you just can't have them. I'm also not sure about the pigments that are used in these paints. It doesn't really give you any information about that. I'm pretty sure that the light blue has a lot of white in it, but otherwise I'm not sure exactly what kind of pigments or binder is used in these and how much compared to pigment and binder there is. But I think that they are really high quality paints, but not artist quality, I wouldn't say. Actually, it's funny because when I was going through the magazine at the start, I said that I had painted something like the ramen painting that you've seen, ramen. It's actually Holly Exley, who I have watched, and I was initially inspired to do paintings of food when I first found her on YouTube. So I am surprised that I didn't actually clock that it was her, because her work is really unique and recognizable, but I just didn't, I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, it was her. So I decided that I wanted to draw or paint food again because it was just fitting that she got me into watercolour food paintings basically. The masking fluid. Now, I have used a few masking fluids in my past and I'm quite scared to use them now because of two reasons. One, I dropped my masking fluid on my carpet and it completely ruined my carpet. I have two large holes in my living room carpet right in the middle now, and I can't do anything to fix it unless I want to replace the carpet or put a rug over it, and I don't know, it's just not the best. So my advice to you would be to not drop masking fluid on your carpet, and if you do, do the proper research before you try and remove it, because I think it was me removing it that actually caused the hole in the first place. But yeah, the other reason why I am scared about using masking fluid is because if you are using a horrible paper, or not even a horrible paper, but just not 100% cotton or not a really tough paper, then it is likely that you will tear up your paper with masking fluid, and if you leave it on for longer than a day, then it gets worse and worse. But with this masking fluid, I left it on for a couple of days and it was okay coming off, and it was really easy to use and really smooth, and I really liked the outcome of the masking fluid use, so that was good. The photo that I am using to study from for this painting is on Unsplash, and I'll leave that in the description below as well. I cut out some of the elements that were on it. There was plates and cups and cutlery and all that stuff, and I actually wish that I cut out the bowl of blackberries as well, because it wasn't the best idea to put that there. The composition is a little bit weird, and I didn't really think that the blueberry cup or bowl was that interesting. I just didn't know exactly how to compositionally put it there, but I guess I could have cut the paper in half and just had the bowl, because if I had the bowl any bigger then it would look weird, and if I had it centered there would be a lot of space around the bowl on the page and it wouldn't have looked as good. But it doesn't look good anyway, so I don't know what I was thinking. Basically, I don't like the bowl of blueberries. It came out okay, but I shouldn't have had it there anyway. With these watercolours, I was using the approach that I was using gouache. Like, I love gouache, and I think that gouache is really good, and it's still my favourite medium, but I was really happy with the results I managed to get with these watercolours, because some of them are opaque, and the less water you use the more opaque they are, and you can go from very transparent nice washes, gradients, to very opaque watercolour, and I used them almost like I was using gouache, because I didn't really leave that much white on the paper, or at all. I didn't really leave that much at all, and I put the white that comes with the set on top as if I was using white gouache, and it came out really cool. I love the way that this came out as well stylistically. I didn't shoot for realism, which I usually do with watercolour, and I think that I've kind of found my footing with mediums, different mediums, but using the same techniques and the same style as well. So I'm really happy with that, and I'm excited. By the way, if you know what these fruits that I'm painting are, please tell me in the comments below. I have no idea. That would be really good. So yeah, I just approached it like I was using gouache. Watercolour moves a lot more smoothly and they're a lot easier to blend than gouache. It is possible with gouache, but you have to work it a lot more than you do with watercolour, and I just found it to be a nice process. I'm not saying that watercolour is better than gouache. I think that there are uses for watercolour and there are uses for gouache, and this is my problem with different mediums. I love using watercolour, I love using gouache, I love using pastels, I love using coloured pencils, but I just never know when I want to use them. Like, if I decide I'm going to do this piece, do I use watercolour, gouache, whatever, and then I end up trying to use the same medium for every single piece and it just doesn't come out right, or it just doesn't get the effect that I want. And if I try and do a mixed media piece where I use watercolour first and then put gouache over it and then even coloured pencils after it, I'm like, where do I stop with the watercolour? Where do I stop with the gouache? What do I do with the coloured pencils? You know, I feel like you can get a good enough piece with the same medium, but at the same time I like using all these different supplies. So should I put them all together? Should I have them separate? Should I try and make them cohesive enough to make it look like it's the same artist, or should I just not worry about it and just do whatever I please? I'm not sure, trying to figure that out, but I think I'm getting close, you know. I'm really excited. The buildability and the ease of not disturbing the layers below with these watercolours was really surprisingly good. I really liked the just the effects and the way that I could use these to my advantage, and they really played nicely with my wants and desires and I like them, so I'm really happy with that. And yeah, I'm just building up the layers bit by bit. I'm doing these horrible blueberries that I decided to do. And I'm excited because if you look at the picture that Unsplash provides, it's actually quite a dull picture. There's not that much vibrancy in it, and this looks quite dull as well, but that's just my camera, ignore that. But with my painting, I decided to add a lot of colours that weren't there, or that I could see, and if I bumped up the saturation and the contrast and the brightness of the painting, or the picture rather, I could see them in that edited version as well. So I decided to use that and run with it and put a lot of colours that I wouldn't normally put in food paintings. Usually I would keep it quite realistic and not really push the values in the colours that much, but I pushed it to be really vibrant and really saturated, and I really like that effect, and I'm happy that I did it because it makes it look a lot more illustrated than painted, if you get what I mean. I just think that my style has really evolved over the past couple of years, and I really like shooting for a more less realistic approach. You know, you can still tell that it's waffles and blueberries and peaches or whatever the hell those are, but they're not too realistic and they are more stylized, which I like. I've been wanting to be a stylized artist for as long as I can remember, and I feel like I am getting there quickly now. So yeah. Also, if you are a watercolour purist and you are going to shout at me for using white on top of watercolour, then go away. It came in the set. I'm using it like gouache, it's fine. I don't have a problem with doing that at all. If you get the effects that you want by doing things that are unconventional or a bit weird for other people, then go ahead and do it. I don't understand why people have these arguments with other artists on what's good to do and what's not. Do whatever you want. Heck, even paint with black if you want. I don't care. That's funny if you know me, because I used to hate when anybody would paint with black instead of mixing colours. I think that it's okay to use black if you want to use black. There is a certain amount of things that you shouldn't put black on, but it depends on the style, it depends what you're doing, it depends what you want to achieve, so go ahead. I'm actually really proud of this. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't know, I just pushed myself to make what I wanted to make, and I was excited by it, and it's really got me excited to draw food again. I'm not sure if it's going to be lucrative for me. You can't really do commissions of food. I mean, I guess you could. Some people might want a commission of food, but I think that prints and commissions of food isn't that popular. I don't know. And I feel like it just might not be the best way to go. I'm always thinking about how I can make more money with my art and turn it into a career, and I don't think that food painting, unless you want to go into illustrative magazines or food advertising, spot illustration, just things like that, that you could get away with drawing and painting food for money, but I'm not sure. I really like drawing food, so that's one of the reasons why I do it. And I think it's really interesting to make something that might not be as appetizing looking more appetizing, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm really excited. It was really fun doing these blueberries as well, just leaving speckles of paint around the blueberry and not worrying about blending too much, and having the shadows and the highlights in all the right places. And then the little clovers, I don't know what they're called, but the little butts of the blackberry, blueberry, whatever, these things that I'm painting right now were really fun to paint. And talking about that, the brushes that I'm using, the Artful brushes, are really, really good for detail, really good for washes, really good for pretty much anything that you want to do in a painting, and I think these are really, really good brushes. I hope that you are able to get them without having to subscribe to Artful. And talking about Artful, it's a really good subscription box. I just think that it's lovely. I don't know if I've said this already, because I've actually filmed this voiceover 3 times now. The last one I was really happy with, but I didn't save it properly, so here we go. But yeah, I just think that these are, Artful is definitely one of the best subscription boxes. I'm not affiliated, I'm not anything to do with this company, but I just think that it's nice to get the magazine, it's nice to see other artists and and experience what they use and get other advice from them, and the artful people themselves give you tutorials, and it's just a really affordable, for me anyway, box to try new supplies with, and I really like it. So I suggest that you try it yourself. I don't think you'll get watercolors in the box for a while, but I'm excited to see what they have to offer in December, because I'm pretty sure that's when their next box is going to be, and I'm excited for it. Although, to be honest, maybe more? No, I think that surely there's one in October as well. October and then December? I'm not sure, but I'm excited for the next one regardless. I'm going to be finishing off these blueberries, and then we will be showing you the finished result of my painting, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed making it, and I hope that you're excited to see what else I come up with these paints and what I come up with in the future. So I am going to say my thanks now. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.